It's unboxing o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I went to Sainsbury's and I do these little jots. I just jump in the car, go to the supermarket. This particular supermarket, Sainsbury's, is about 9 miles away from my home. So I don't go there as often as I should. But when I go there, because it's like, I don't know, 3 months apart, there's always new beers. There's always new beers to drink and enjoy. So the thing is, with this particular drop, it wasn't advertised anywhere. Nobody was really talking about it. They just kind of just made their way into Sainsbury's. So when I got there, I was surprised to find so many new beers. So we're going to start off by showing you the £3 cans of beer. This is Northern Monk's Fruit Crumble with Custard Pale Ale, 4.5% ABV. Now, there's a pattern emerging here. I reviewed a custard beer that was launched into Asda from Northern Monk just a week or two ago. And I'm wondering to myself, you know, and there's a waste beer. I went into Tesco today as well, but I left it on the shelf. Maybe I'll get it again. But there was a fruit waste beer on the shelf of Tesco. But I've definitely noticed over the last 6 months to a year, Northern Monk Brewing Company had definitely gone down that kind of road of fruited beers with, I don't know, in this case, sweet custard. 4.5% ABV pale, £3 a can, this one. Next beer, I haven't had a By the Horns beer in a while. The last time I had a By the Horns beer was from Waitrose, and it was a 440ml can. But this is in Sainsbury's, By the Horns Brewing Company, and this is their Hopadelic Session IPA, described as hoppy, citrus, fruity, 4.3%. There we go. In a limey green coloured can. I do like By the Horns Brewing Company. They produce some really good beers. They're based in London. Actually they're based in Surrey. I'm pretty sure they were from London originally. They must have moved their brewery out to Surrey. They were definitely a London brewery. I can almost put a bet on that they were. Next beer, we'll show you a Badger beer next. Now Badger, when I first got into craft beer, 2010, it was Real Ales back then. Badger were the ones that were producing these kind of like citrusy, like Golden Promise and Golden Poacher's Choice, Hoppy Hair and all these other beers that they were bringing out. In fact, my first beer review was a hoppy beer from Badger, and they kind of just carried on doing what they were doing for a long time. Badger Brewery, one of the last, I would say, I wouldn't say they're a massive brewery. They've got a big pub estate, lovely pubs Badger Brewery have got, but they were one of the last holdouts in bottles. But they're in a can now. I'd say the last 2 years Badger have started to can in 440ml. This is their Outland series by Badger Brewery, and this is their Ginger Pale Ale. Hazy, sweet and spicy. I tell you what, 5% ABV. That really has got my interest, that. I'm really interested in that. We're badgers, not sheep. Yeah, I quite like ginger in beer. I really do, actually. That could be quite nice. The next one is from Mad Squirrel. This is their Aztec Mountain IPA at 6.2% ABV. Most of these beers are coming in at £3 a can. They seem to be kind of sticking with that £3 a can price point, I would say, especially with this cost of living thing that's going on. Mad Squirrel Aztec Mountain IPA. So a Mountain IPA, what's that? Mountain IPA for me is something which is kind of got a nice bitterness on the back end, but the other side of the mountain is kind of hazy. So this could be a hazy IPA with bitterness on the back end. So West Coast of America meets New England. Hence the mountain. One side of the mountain's that way, other side's the other way, isn't it? Next is another beer from Badger, and this is their Milk Stout, 5.2% ABV. They brought out a Milk Stout rather recently, actually. It was called Milk Maid, I believe it was, and that was a beer that went into Morrison's. They actually sent me that beer, Badger. 5.2% ABV, rich, dark and smooth, 440ml can. This smooth stout harbours indulgent flavours of cocoa, coconut and vanilla, along with dark roasted malt and subtle hop notes. A recipe that earned us 3 internationally recognised brewing awards. There we go. Very quickly, going back to Mad Squirrel, I'll be quick with this. I want to know where they're based. Hertfordshire in England. And Badger are based down in Blandford, I believe. Yeah, Blandford in Dorset. Next beer, Full Circle Brewing Company. This is their Endless Return. It's a hazy pale ale at 5% ABV in a 440ml can. Sticking with where these breweries are from, Full Circle Brew, they're Newcastle upon Tyne. Newcastle. Lots of people like Full Circle Brewing Company. Lots of people like their beers. I haven't had many of their beers, but the beers that I have had have been very, very good. Next beer, another beer from By the Horns Brewing Company. This is a Jiddlers Tipple. Jiddlers Tipple, even. Quencher, Cold IPA, 5.5% ABV. Cold IPA. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on Cold IPA because it's one of those beer styles that I never really did much research with. I've had a couple of Cold IPAs. I think I've had one from... Camden Town Brewery did a Cold IPA, I believe. I had one from them. That was good. This should be pretty good. 440ml can. Next beer is from Vocation. Now, I've been a bit harsh on Vocation over the last few months. I really have, especially with their stouts. Not really like their stouts at all. They're far too sweet. But I'm hoping to like this. I was in this situation in Sainsbury's where I was thinking I don't really like Vocation's beers anymore, and I picked it up and I put it down, and I picked it up and I put it down, and I did that about 3 or 4 times, and I thought, do you know what, for the sake of £3, let's buy it, put it in the trolley, give it a review. But that's where I kind of am with Vocation at the moment. I'm not their greatest of fans, and I don't really trust where they are at the moment. I hope they can kind of spin things around and start producing some great stuff again. Far too sweet, their beers for my liking anyway. This is Death by Cherries, a cherry sour, 4.5% ABV. I really hope that this is going to be some like Belgian creek style beer. This is Brew By Numbers, number 42, a grapefruit double dry hop pale ale. Now, something's going on at Brew By Numbers. Somebody left me a comment in the comments box on my YouTube live feed one day saying they were in a bit of trouble. Now, I don't know for sure if they're in a bit of trouble, but I picked this up because I thought to myself, well, I hope they're not, but if they are, then there won't be too many more beers on the Brew By Numbers kind of shelf of Sainsbury's, will there? And then we got some boxes. We got some boxes to show you. They were £5.50 per box. This is Greene King Brewery's Flint Eye Dry Hop Lager, 4.5% ABV. 4 cans, 330ml, £5.50. Yeah, that's just over £1 a can, isn't it? What's that? £1? £25. £1.30. £1.33, something like that a can. That's not too bad, is it? Especially if it's a good dry hop lager. So that's the Flint Eye to show you. All these beers will be reviewed on our YouTube channel. Next is a box of Greene King Brewery Levelhead Session IPA, 4% ABV. Based in Bury St Edmunds. I've been there, I've done a brewery tour. If you want to see Ross and I walking around Greene King Brewery, put into YouTube search engine Greene King Brewery Tour. and you'll find my brewery tour. I'm standing in front of the brass vats that are behind me and I'm waving my arms. Well worth a watch. It was a very good, very good experience. They showed me around closed parts of the brewery that have been closed for like a number of years. Cobwebs everywhere, and amazing. Watch the video, I won't spoil it for you. And last but not least, I have not reviewed a Brewdog beer this year. I think this is, we're July, we're 7 months into the year, and I don't think I've reviewed a Brewdog beer as of yet this year. Brewdog's Neon Dream Tropical Wheat. I wasn't going to bother with this either, but they produced a wheat beer with Weinstefanen, the world's oldest brewery, a number of years ago, and it was a really good hoppy wheat beer. So I'm wondering if this is going to be kind of similar. £5.50 a box, 330ml can, £1.33 a can. As I said, all the beers will be reviewed on our channel. I hope you like this video. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.